Yo, what's going on? This is Alex Wilder with Wilder. And I thought it'd be fun to do some Twitter scrolling together. I'm going to see if I can spot any of those random anime NFTs that I'm interested in. Maybe you guys can get some insight into how I make my decisions on what I consider to be a project that I'm interested in versus one I'm potentially not. Now, for those of you who don't know, I have a couple of videos about some anime NFTs that I've kind of got my eye on. Some of them I've bought into. Um, I don't think that we've quite hit the great aspect of anime NFTs yet. I think that that aesthetic is yet to find its home, so people are still kind of doing some weird facsimile of anime style NFTs in other types of platforms. But for now, I'm just kind of searching through, and you see my Twitter here. Um, I think is the Lives of Asuna the one project that everyone's going crazy over? Or is that Asuka? I can't remember. Um, but in addition to that, so let's give that a try. See if we find anything. And look, I love pixel art. Just seeing that, I think it's really really dope. And I want to say real quick, I made this particular channel to give me back exactly. I mean, this particular Twitter to give me back exactly what I'm into right now. I'm into VV, so you see I'm getting VV news. I'm into NFTs, so I'm getting that dialogue. I see the NFT bots and who bought what is still kind of going strong. And they put a sweater on them. Please come to VV. You know, that's what everybody wants, Gary Vee to come to their program. But let's jump in, see if we can kind of find anime NFTs. So I'm literally just going to put anime NFT and I'm going to search by the latest because I like to look at the chatter and see kind of what's happening. So Azuki, that's the one. That's the project that everybody is kind of saying this is the anime PFP that I'm into. I think this is close. I don't know if this is the one. And maybe I'm just saying that because it's way out of my price range, but it doesn't give me the feeling of like a typical that anime feeling that I'm looking for. Um, so let's do a little bit more scrolling. I found that a lot of the ones that I gravitate towards, and that just may be me, tend to come from other countries. I've followed some that are from Thailand. There's some from South Korea, and a couple from Singapore that I think are just fantastic. And really, what I'm looking for is something right off the bat that kind of gives me that anime energy, like genuine anime energy. That's not quite it. That makes me smile, but that's not quite it. Um, and that's kind of like part of it is just kind of being patient and seeing if anything kind of strikes your fancy. So I'm sure you guys are seeing a couple of anime pictures as I'm scrolling by, like this one. I think that this is a pretty cool picture, but it's not giving me that right energy that I need to kind of like keep looking at it. That is an interesting idea. 3D anime NFTs will take over. Are you ready to get reincarnated? Now, they're obviously saying that because they are a 3D NFT that they're hoping you're going to buy into. And it's funny because it's just um, the character right there. And they're adding some anime aesthetic on top of them. So, like paper cutouts of Goku's hair. They have Ichigo's hollow mask kind of cut in half. Like, that's what I mean. It's like the aesthetics are being borrowed, but at its core, it doesn't feel anime. It feels very kind of like Western to me. Um, I'm looking for those type of projects. I'm also looking for some pixel art stuff. So I may have to switch my search, and that's another thing. Um, Whenever you're searching, or whenever I'm searching for these things, sometimes I find them by happenstance. I've also found that when I'm searching for something else that's kind of related, you may end up finding um, some characters or some images that kind of suit the criteria that you want, at least from my perspective. That's pretty cool, but that's not quite it, but it's pretty close. Let's kind of look at their page. Um, so they said airdrop to Gianto. So I'm assuming this is the account artist and founder of Henpaiverse. Let's give it a glance. So right off the bat, I'm definitely getting some anime energy. So that's pretty good. Yeah, this is giving me some energy, but not quite for what I'm looking for. So you can see that there's like an ecchi vibe to this. It's a little bit looter than what I would really look toward, because I'm looking for I'm not really making any judgments or passing any judgments on anybody, but I am looking for that kind of mass appeal. Oh, look at Killer Girlfriend NFT. This is one that I'm actually really think is really cool. And if I had a couple of ETH, I would definitely, not a couple, I don't know how much they are now, but I would get one. This one gives me the anime vibes, and it is rising up 100%. But I'll do another video on them at another time. Okay, so this one's not quite it. A little bit too ecchi. Let's keep going. Now that image kind of gives me the energy, but I don't know what we're doing here with the space. So nothing yet. Small profile, nothing crazy going on. Now, some of you are probably thinking, why don't I just go to that main one that I found earlier? But that's kind of not the point of what we're doing right now. I'm trying to see if I can find some anime style NFT that checks the boxes, gives me that right attention or that right energy, and makes me feel as if this relates with the otaku, weeb, anime enthusiast, like aesthetic and energy that I just kind of like, at this point, I just kind of recognize it's second nature for me. I also have to be careful not to be too stuck in my own era too, because that has caused me probably to miss some. This one really looks like Killer Girlfriend NFTs. Is that what this is? I don't know. Nah, I don't know. Let's see if we can go back. Keep going. So Azuki is the one that's really popular. Look at that ETH floor, 10.49 floor price. So if that's the one you believe in and you're able to get one of those, more power to you. Not really what I'm kind of leaning toward. Again, maybe it's just because I can't afford one, but it's not quite where I think that what anime can do. And this is just my own speculation. Definitely not financial advice. That one kind of has a little bit of that professional energy to it. Let's see what's going on with this account. Tuan NFT anime artist, 80s baby, and I'll go Foundation. So that does look like fan art. I don't know if we're really quite in that professional realm. I'm looking for ones that feel professional but aren't from professionals necessarily. Wow, look at that. That's crazy. I'm also kind of like scrolling through their account because they're kind of giving me that energy. So like with this image, right? That's almost professional, but it still kind of has a little bit of that doujinshi or like online cartoon vibe. But pretty dang good. One of the things I found out too is that when I find an account like this, they'll often be following other artists that I really, really like. Oh, they sold one. Good for them. And those other artists will have that same energy that I'm looking for. I really want to remember and keep in mind that there's no real right or wrong. I mean, you can only say that you're correct or incorrect in hindsight. So it's a lot of times it's up in the air, but I do think that there is something to knowing what fits in the aesthetic and knowing what people are going to gravitate toward, knowing who's first, and then knowing who does it best next is also important. So this is really just kind of like my perspective and what I think the anime community will gravitate towards. And so that's why I'm thinking kind of hopping in, getting in early on the ones that you believe in are really paramount. And I don't know if the PFPs are going to be there or not. I'm thinking maybe, but they're not pulling me personally in at the moment. I think that we've kind of done those into the ground, and the anime ones have an ability to really kind of stand out and be more than they're currently being presented. Yeah, I'm not really having much luck with this one. So let's try one more search. Maybe we can find something else. You see my other, what I've been searching for earlier, just IMX, like all that stuff. So let's go with NFT Japan. Go to the latest instead of the top. That's how I do it. That's interesting right off the bat. Digital yen will not benefit Japan's financial network. Former BOJ official claims. I'm not going to read it, though that is a great name, Crypto Potato. Maybe another time. Yakitate Japan. Look at what he calls himself. That really takes me back. So this is another good search I've kind of utilized before, where I found a couple of good artists using NFT Japan just because they're in the culture, they're living it, and they're getting that little bit of extra that a lot of us with our Western sensibilities don't tend to grab as quickly. And then don't worry about if you see something that's kind of written in another language. Google is really good that when you click on the tweet, you can translate it like that. NFT platform ovo.space with the world's first holographic AR. Hurry up to get the new airdrop, something. So that right there, I find interesting. What's ovo.space or ovo Japan? NFT platform with holographic AR. So you see, like, one thing leads to another, and I'm searching for one thing, but what if this is something that I could be an early adopter on? I think this is how people were able to find Vivi so early. They're just constantly searching. Mine is constantly on the money. Where is the upside? And they stumble upon things because they're primed to find those things, you know? Holographic AR exports NFT size IP content for metaverse, supports multi-chains such as BSC and Flow. They're going to issue an NFT that supports double copyright confirmation mechanism that they devised independently. Interesting. OVO Japan. I don't know if there's any relation with that and with Drake. This must be the website, ovo.space. Pretty cool. So something to keep your eye on. That one kind of has the energy, but it's still kind of aping. You see up here where you see the rainbow, the little rainbow puke. It's still kind of aping like Doodles and some of the other ones. Yeah, I don't think we're going to hit one during this video. And we've been kind of scrolling. So let's just call this one a miss. And that's kind of how it goes too. Sometimes you search, you don't find, you take a break, you come back, you search for more. And I don't want to just keep you on here for a constant search until we find one. But what I will do is when I find one, I'll make a follow-up video, show you why I like it, and I'll do it in the same kind of fun format. Man, I love my Twitter right now. It's just giving me all of the vibes and all of the energy and all of these great content creators. I get to just open it up, and there's something that I'm interested in every single day. I'm so glad that I kind of redid it. I love that image. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm a big fan of pixel art, and I'm a big fan of 2D art, and I just think that there's a huge white space for it right now. That pure anime style artwork we haven't figured out how it's going to be utilized. Like, I don't really go towards the projects that feel like it's just a Kickstarter where they're raising money so that they can create an anime or create a manga. But I am interested in like creators who it seems like they can't help but create. They have to draw. They have to. I used to live with someone like that. Like my cousin, she's an artist, a pure artist. She couldn't do anything without a pen or pencil in her hand. She did fantastic work. And now she does a lot of her art in a more professional environment. And I know what that personality is like. So I'm looking for those signs where you can just see that hint that no, this is what they do. And eventually it's going to get funneled into the NFT space because it's a way for them to actually receive payment and royalties in perpetuity for the brilliant and beautiful work they're putting together. It's just getting in at the ground floor, and I think that this happens to be the ground floor. So I'm going to keep making videos about trying to find the appropriate anime style NFTs. This one's giving me anime NFT energy quite a bit. Crypto Ninja is going to be made into an anime produced by Fanworks. Yeah, looks like the art from Uwu Girls, something like that, which is another one which I really like, but the price range kind of got up. That's really, really cool. So there's a project. Well, new drop is happening on the Octi app. That settles it. That's the end of this video. I'll see you guys after the minting. Peace.